The leadership of one local transport sector group says operators' margins are now ripped at the seams and they are piling up losses. The operators contend they were reeling from delayed increases 2 years ago and now they're having to deal with losses from Melissa and the war in the Middle East. Now commuters are being warned that if the war drags on for much longer, the groups will press for a fair increase. Details in this report.
The US and Israeli war on Iran is now in its third week, and the more they rain down the bombs on each other, the more fuel prices creep up. On Monday, Brent crude, the global benchmark, rose to $103.50 a barrel. WTI, the US benchmark, was down 1% on the day to around $98 a barrel. Both Brent and US oil soared last week to their highest levels since 2022 after US-Israeli attacks on Iran prompted Tehran to effectively shut the Strait of Hormuz to most oil tankers, causing the biggest disruption in oil supply in history. About 20% of the world's oil supply flows through the waterway. At some pumps in Jamaica, some categories of fuel prices are slowly creeping to and above $200 per litre again. The leadership of one local taxi group explains it is business as usual for now, but that posture could change after Wednesday's key meeting with the Transport Minister Darrell Vaz. At that meeting, the increased costs associated with the war on Iran will be discussed.
It is not looking good, and all I can say to the commuting public is brace for an increase in fares. I cannot say here now what that would look like in terms of dollar cost, but we met with the minister last week and we spoke about the 16% balance. Now we are talking about the war. It's not yet World War III, but we are talking about the war, and that will have devastating effect on the price of fuel and the bottom line at the pumps.
Mr. Newman says his members have not been able to avoid the increases.
There's nothing we can do because we still have to make the 16, 18 trips a day or the 20 trips a day because we have to move the commuters. We're not going to leave by the wayside. And therefore, it's hard to tell you what we can do to ease. We can't say we're going to run less trips because we have to carry the commuters. So what else can we do? Right now, I'm telling you, we have been losing up to 24% in terms of operating costs for the past 3 years. We're waiting on the 16%. We are hoping in the next 3 or 4 weeks we can get that. But until then, we have to just brace ourselves.
Eyes of the commuting public are now on the local transport sector for their next move. Eyes also on the USA, Israel and Iran to see if they will end the war soon. But if the US President Donald Trump's words are anything to go by, that won't happen soon, as he says, quote, the USA is not ready yet to make a deal with Iran, end quote. Nakinsky Robinson, TVJ News.